So I'm glad you did because I was like,
Emily doing her television, driving one. She was tricycle. So we have a driving. Yeah. So. I told he's already done, he's like, it's right. No, look her. Okay, yeah, I think that's what I said that. The first exam is 13. Yeah, that's Saturday, so, but it's,
$5. I told him I won't try to put it on the ruse budget, all my time that I put over there.
What's up, Toads?
Put up the way to Jackson.
Well, and also it's working like, you know. No. Yeah. They yeah. I mean, they don't get five prices, so you're up here, but maybe. So, yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, that's why you need this present to.
Is this either this? Oh, choice. Oh, okay. Hard, help us review and they can also, everybody can control. Can you small, like, so beautiful. But I don't think they're on your job. Brought back from. Thank you. I got an eye. Yeah.
Every single one.
And. Well, wait, we'll wait, I need to look for it. Sorry, I was saying. I think you can give her another money, it's the. He said, yeah, so, I mean. He said, I told him just to be safe. Oh, okay, can you help with? Yeah.
Good evening, the September 25th, 2025 park board meeting will come to order. All board.
Zamora. Lance. Here. McDermott. Here. Sansoni. Billy.
Here, and for the record, Al Zamora is stuck in the traffic that many of us hit on the way over here, and Roy Sansoni is out of town this evening. But let's stand for the meeting.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We need a motion to approve the agenda.
Wait, who's that second? I have.
Sure, you can take that.
Okay.
So moved and seconded, any objection? Or any discussion further? Hearing none, following it.
Zamora. Lyons. McDermott.
If you haven't signed in, you need to sign in at that, there next.
I need a motion that the board review and approve the minutes of the August 21st, 2025, regular board meeting. Motion
Second.
moved and seconded, discussion. Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Zamora. We're approving this right now, sorry. Lyons. Aye. McDermott. Aye. Sansoni. Billy.
Motion. Any motion to approve the minutes of the closed section of August 21st. Those are being passed out.
Okay. Oh, we need to be on.
So I need a motion and a second to approve these.
Motion. Second. Oh, sorry, you got it.
It's been moved and seconded. Under discussion. Call roll, please.
Zamora. Aye. Lyons. Aye. McDermott. Aye. Sansoni. Billy.
All right. Correspondence, please.
We did receive some correspondence. And, which, everyone did include, from Miss Hannah Hellman. I'm gonna make sure I said it right. And it was included in your packet. So you did get to review that. And then the other correspondence we received from IAPD, congratulating us on the Best of the Best nomination and award for intergovernmental agreement with the village. So that's really awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing the participation. That's gonna be a great event. And then, gonna bring this enough to be sad, but, thank you for, yeah. All right. That's it.
Okay. It's time for public comment. You're going to speak, make sure you've signed in, and just state your name and where you live, and let us know what you think. Yes.
You could, Adam's really good at his camera, so.
Okay, great. Hi, I'm Hannah Gallman, and my address is 834 Beloit. So, you do have the correspondence, as Jen said. I thought I'd just give a little context here. For the past year and a half, I've made multiple written and in-person requests to fix the soccer field, make it safe and useful for our kids. I think it's especially important because it's the only organized youth sport that we have in Forties Market. And that field is where preschoolers take their first steps in playing the sport. It's where our young kids learn how to be on a team. It's where the Forest Park middle schoolers compete. And it's even where older adults come together to play. So back in March, I was told the field would be replaced this coming spring with or without us and grant fee. But now, according to the article in the Forest Park Review and even having conversations, it's not clear what the timeline is, and it may even be as early as fall 2026. If that's the case, then we're facing 3 more seasons for the Forest Park Youth Soccer Association on a field that is literally crumbling beneath our kids' feet. So this is not only my concern, as you have in your packet, more than 100 residents signed the letter urging action. So we're asking you to make this field the top priority and give us a clear timeline for replacement. And if that can be done truly by the spring, then please, let's work together to find a suitable alternative field until the replacement can happen. Thanks.
Thank you. That's. Anybody else?
My name is Evan Dahlman. I live on 637 Hannah. And the new area that you guys purchased right here with the auto shop. There are some nails that are sticking out 2 to 3 inches, and they're in that brick, and they're rusty, and they're the cement nails, so they're like square. And there's a few of them that are head height for me and also kids. So it's in an area, and where it is in between the 2 streets, Hannah and Felix, and it's on the wall that is right next to where you guys just put that slab of cement. So you guys placed, I don't know if this would be an issue to talk to the auto owners or to you guys about that, because I know I used to play wall ball. I know I walk my dog and go through there, and I got my shirt cut on it once because we were walking along the wall and this. So I just saw that recently, and I just wanted to bring it up and see who we would speak to between the owners and, because I've only spoken to an employee that they said that they talked to the owner, and then I said, I'll just walk back in, and that was just yesterday. So I thought, hey, I'll come today and address it.
Well, so you've spoken to the right people. It will be fixed tomorrow.
Oh, wonderful.
Nothing else tonight. I don't know for sure about that. Around like 9 AM, I won't see anyone else.
Oh, hey, what is that slab? What are you guys putting in? I'm just curious. We've been guessing.
The history behind where that all came about is, everybody keeps asking, what is that space gonna be?
Mhm.
And the idea is to have unstructured open play and an open space in a town that is completely landlocked. So, when we were pouring the sidewalk and that whole construction with the curbs and everything, we were talking to the contractor and, we came up with the idea that if we wanted to do a movie over there or a concert over there, or if the kids just want to play Foursquare on a space, said if you do it now, it'll cost you a fraction because I'm pouring concrete. Or if you wait and later say, hey, we might need a little pad over here, it's gonna cost you 4 times the amount. So we made the decision to just put it in there
Oh.
and then allow people to be creative with whatever they want to do.
I think it's lovely that you guys have actually put some of the wood, those big, those were donated. I take it from some of the trees and the landscaping. I mean, you guys, they're busy. They're always on. Now, speaking to the employee, there at Auto Shop, he said approximately a year that they're gonna shut down and then timber.
We're just being good neighbors right now.
Right. I mean, you guys got a lot more on your plate. I was just curious. Thank you.
Anybody else?
I'm Sarah Cutsforth. I live at 908 Lathrop, and I would just like to reiterate basically everything that Hannah said. I've got 2 young children in the community. They're involved in as much as we can be involved in. And we are really hoping that the village will make the Forest Park soccer fields a priority for our youth, as that is the only youth sports league that we offer. And hoping that, I know that they made the nice pickleball fields, those are beautiful. You know, the softball field was redone, also beautiful. We're really hoping that this becomes a priority as the next thing that our village can, endorse and sort of make wonderful for our community.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's really the Park District you're asking about.
Yes, I guess in the park district.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry.
And, I know we've got more public comments, but I just want to thank you all for like raising, at least for me, it's been total education over the last few weeks with this particular issue and just how important it is. And I'm hopeful that much in the same way as we were able to address Evan's comments, and we can have some comments to provide back to some of this feedback as well with regards to this incredibly important issue. So thank you both, and I think there's other.
I invite Kingsway, I reside in 84 Beloit as well. I'm pretty sure most of the adults here are here to represent these actions and take on side of it.
Sorry, Frederick, can't hear you.
That's why I said, I'm living at 834 Beloit as well. And I said, I'm sure that most of the adults here are representing the action that needs to be taken on the soccer field. Even if they don't want to say anything right now, be redundant, right?
I'm for soccer too. It's good for Donnie.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Jean Dwyer, I live at 837 Hannah. And I moved here back in the 70s. Well, first house that my husband and I bought, we've been all around the country since. Came back here, I've noticed a big difference in what's available for our children in the Park District. My kids have T-ball here. No T-ball, no Little League, no anything anymore. The only thing that's still here is soccer. And I went to my grandson's game this last Saturday, and most of the bleachers are gone. I'm 75 years old. I can't stand for a whole soccer game. Everybody is crushed in. There's about from here to here of bleachers now. There used to be a great deal more. Where did they go? You don't have any other sports going. Where did our bleachers go? Need that, and also the deplorable state of the fields. That also was better back in the 80s, 70s, 80s. Much, much better, much healthier. I saw a baby at the game scooping up all those nasty, nasty, fallen apart crumbs of tires and putting it in her mouth. She was trying to make a sandcastle, but that cannot be good. And most people are going back to grass. I know the Park District, I've heard, she said not to, but where are the bids on that? Is that open to us seeing as residents? Because I pay a lot of tax. I mean, I'm comparing how it's gone up since I first bought here, which is astounding. And that's good, you have more money to work with, and I understand you do have money to redo the fields now. So please do it before some kids ends up in the ER if they haven't already. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Also supporting the soccer field, and it was probably my baby eating it. Second, I went to the, I looked at the proposal for redoing the renovating Park stuff, and I noticed that the child care center had not been taken into consideration at all. And I just wanted to mention, it's really crowded in there. And also that child care center is like the only reason every parent I know can work. So it like that child care is really important to a lot of people. And also, now that there's that lot south of Harrison, I would like to encourage you guys to ask the town for a stop sign at Hannah and Harrison. Every person leaving the park has to make a left without a stop there. There's like 4 more stops everywhere else. I don't think it matters if it backs up anywhere. It's all backed up everywhere on Harrison. So, yeah.
Anybody else? Yes, sir. Sorry.
I'll move over here. So, I'm small. My name is Alex Lega. I live at 909 Lake Brook. Moved here in 2017 and only planned on staying here for a couple of years. But I gotta say, the town, the parks are fantastic. I'm also here to try to see we can prioritize that soccer field. This is such a flagship location for the park district. I love everything that you've done for all of the parks. It looks great. But yes, just again, to reiterate what everybody said on the soccer field, it really needs some improvement, but love what's like going on. Just want to we prioritize that.
Thank you so much. That's
Debbie King, 836 Beloit. I want to commend you on the beautiful pocket parks. I think they're gorgeous. See tons of kids at Randolph, playing with the water thing you have there, whatever it's called. And pickleball courts are gorgeous. Seems like there's tons of activity every time I drive by them. But part of me feels like all of that money has been spent to the detriment of the soccer fields. I don't know what happened to T-ball or Little League. I have no idea. I've never heard an explanation what happened to that. We pride ourselves on the no gloves tournament, but at some point, we're not gonna know anybody local that can play in no gloves because we're not teaching anyone to play softball. So we'll just have everybody from everywhere else and we'll never come to Forge Park because we won't teach them. But we can't spend money on all these other things and not do anything for our children. And that's what's happening with the deplorable soccer fields. We're not spending any money on the kids that are here and giving them any organized sport. And that's how they learn to be on a team and be good teammates and be nice to their other fellow teammates and learn how to cooperate in life. You know, they're not gonna all be soccer stars by any means, but there's so many skills that you learn playing on a team, and they're not gonna learn those because we've got deplorable fields and we have no other sport for them to play. So that's my concern.
Thank you. Once.
Oh, I would. My name's Andrea Morello. I live at that is my name, 1009 Marino. And I have a couple points because we don't always want to share ideas at everybody else's meetings. So since I'm here, I am definitely very excited about the fact that it seems like you guys are also encouraged to prioritize the soccer field. I have been here a long time. My daughter now no longer plays soccer, but we've been going to games for about 10 years. And I know that, no, wait, that's not right. Eight years, I'm lying. It's not been repaired since then, so I think this is timely. Another thing I would like us to consider in future planning projects is specific to the youth sports thing. I'm trying to think of what we can integrate with D91 with the sports they offer. And then how can, those kids practice them more? And one of the things that I think would be fantastic is if, I don't know where this would exactly fit, but if we could have a basketball court. I think there's nowhere outdoor for the kids to practice basketball together. Oak Park, I know, has one single basketball court that's one of their parks that fits in really well. Like, it doesn't have to be necessarily like the tennis court situation that we're trying to fill in. So I really love to see a basketball court for the kids to have access to practice. And also a resumption of younger sports, the league play, and how to draw that in. So I think we actually have a lot of interest in the community. So thank you.
Thank you.
They're used to the basketball courts. Yeah.
That's better than basketball.
Since learned, they're used to being after.
Thank you all. What I will tell you is that we appreciate when all of you come. I know you think we don't, but we really do. So thank you all for taking the time to come out tonight. I know that the board has heard you. We'll obviously consider everything you had to say. And I will also tell you, you don't have to stay for the whole meeting. If you want to go home, you can go home. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, safer.
Yeah. Yeah. There's one more thing you can say, well, you're welcome to stay. I'm not saying you home, but don't feel like you have to. One of our favorite events to do, is number 8, and it's our employee of the month. Something we started 5 months ago.
I think maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, I'll let you do the talking now.
And just to give a little history of the employee of the month, we kind of started to showcase what our seasonal and our part-time staff do every single day that makes this whole place go around. And so, I'm gonna let Andrew talk a little bit about this, and he doesn't know why he's sitting in the audience right now. So we don't really tell them, we usually surprise them. So, anyway, Andrew,
Yeah, so our employee of the month, he's been working maintenance with us for 4 years now. He just recently became year-round. He has been a huge help. He stepped up all year. We just have lost our night custodian, just retired. He's currently working nights, which is why he's here right now. But yeah, he's just been a huge help. Like I said, we don't just promote anyone to be your year-round employee, but he really worked for it, and today, that's why he's here, to be recognized. So Toby Maxim,
Yeah.
take a picture really quick, and then you guys, if you wanna go.
I will add
Job, buddy.
that, one of the things that this board is very proud of. Tobias is a local resident, been in town most of your life, average, not all of it. And he's worked for the park for a long time, started part-time, but to a little bit more time, and now he's full-time. And we really are proud that we cultivated this young man into being what's turning out to be a great employee, not only for the Park District, but for each and every one of you. So Tobias, thank you.
Alright. It's something we started to see that, and I look at what the staff do every day, so. Because they make this world go round here. And for your minutes on your plate.
No.
Oh, you don't understand. Oh, you should tell me every month. I'll come home. If we don't decide to kind of coordinate.
1, 2, 3. Vertical, ready, 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're again talking, and Toby, you don't have to stay, it's very simple. At least it's gonna garbage. Yeah. Right, thank you. Oh, Jeff, you wanna give the treasurer report?
Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. All right. Find out what report. Okay.
All right, well, we had 4 check runs in the month of August and beginning of September, totaling $279,227.57. That one for 138, I think, was a replacement check for somebody who, oh, there was some additional product we had to buy for the tournament. So anyways, all rather ordinary check runs. Any questions?
Okay, so I need a recommendation from the board that we approve the disbursements for August and September 2025, totaling $279,227.57. Motion?
Motion. Second, sorry.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll.
Elsinore. Aye. Lyons. Aye. McDermott. Aye. Sansoni. Gillen.
I need, the board to accept the financial statements for the close of, business on August 2025.
Motion. Second.
Any discussion on that? Hearing none, call the roll.
Elsinore. Aye. Lyons. Aye. McDermott. Aye. Sansoni. Gillen.
Any other matters for discussion?
I do have a question. I want to make sure I'm reading this right. So under the fund analysis,
Yes.
I guess I'm sure, I don't even know if it's a question. I'm like astounded by the figure for full salaries. But it says, you know, what it takes to operate this pool, I don't think people understand that, but that is just, that's a staggering amount.
It is, and luckily, this was the last year that minimum wage went up. So next year, we are not faced with that again, where every year we come to give a dollar raise to every single person out there because of minimum wage. So that is ended.
Okay, and what is minimum wage now? Are we
15.
It is 15. And this encompasses how many folks to be employed?
At the pool, there's probably about 150. Yeah. Yeah.
Our summer seasonal staff. We usually, the 9 months of the year, we're probably between 60 and 70 employees. As a matter of fact, the payroll we ran this week was 74, which still had a few people on. So we're gonna be back to our 60 to 70, which is more normal. Our biggest payroll during the summer was over 220 employees at one point. And with the mandatory minimum wage increases every year, that creates a compression between new employees making $15 and returning employees who will get we want to reward the employee. So an employee that's returning was making, maybe let's say they're making $14 last year, they're returning to getting $15, and then you get a quarter or 50 cents more depending on what they're going to make. Otherwise, we have, there'd really be no differentiation for the returning. There should be a benefit for returning because that saves us a lot in training and consistency. So, but that compression, when you hire a new person at a new raise, the people at the top get closer to the bottom, and it creates that, it's an HR term. And so, that does seem like a lot of money, but it's a reality. A lot of people, and
I appreciate the way I know you manage, I got done, right? So I mean, I know they're very cognizant of the overtime because now these kids get overtime. I didn't get overtime. But.
we actually, that kids do not get overtime.
Oh, they don't.
They very minimal. We have.
It's like, if they did, it has to be, they have to get approval.
Pre-approved.
It's like all the Jackie's office.
Yeah, like we're talking.
Just to point it out, this payroll, which is not the seasonal staff. This payroll, there was 6 hours of overtime on this payroll. And Jackie questioned that. So 6 hours. Yeah, so, and that's in light of our staff, full-time and part-time and staff exceeding over 2,000 hours of work in the last 2 weeks. She questioned those 6.5 hours. Because she wanted to, we have, and to be honest with you, since Jackie joined the Parks District 7 years ago, as her anniversary was September 10th. We have way back on overtime to the point that has benefited us in other areas. And the fact that we're not spending, because there was, I would say, excessive amount of overtime prior to us reeling it in. And so very, very little overtime is paid out. To me, it's just a matter of, I'm stealing this from someone else, but avoiding overtime is just smart scheduling. And so that's we've done that, and we feel really it's not overtime, but it is expensive. I agree with you. And our payrolls. I was in heart attack, during the summer because
Support job.
there's a lot. We're going to talk more about money in a little bit. It was very expensive.
If we saved on overtime because there were increases in staff, or were there some efficiencies found in the process, or is it both?
Both of it.
Because if you increase staff, then you're gonna have increased costs elsewhere.
Yeah, no, it's more, I would say efficiency and managing better. And then secondary was, I think adding, but so we need more lifeguards, we're gonna get more lifeguards, not give somebody 80 hours teachers.
But if we can train everybody more efficiently, then it doesn't.
Yeah, that's a lot that we have to do. And one of the things, actually, I'm glad you brought that up, Kathy, because today actually, Danette and I met with that number. And so what she's doing, her and Dominique are breaking down, cage staff, attendance, lesson staff, lifeguards, head staff, and we're gonna break down what we actually spent, because that's just one month. And then look at how efficient are we be in each area. You know, we're not gonna cut a lifeguard, we're not gonna compromise safety. But do we need 5 cage staff, or do we need 4? You know, like those, we're gonna tweak it, so. But this will be the first year we don't have a minimum wage increase, so we can actually focus on that.
The other thing I would expect is that while the swim season got off to a slow start, and then we had a cool first 2 weeks of the pool. The majority, the end of June and through most of July, and probably the first week or 2 of August was beautiful weather, very little rain. So without weather closing us down, we have staff from basically 8 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night out at that pool. Between swimming lessons and everything else going on, so without adverse weather keeping us closed, it's gonna obviously cost more as well, so beautiful weather results in a lot of people having a great time, the side effect then can pay more.
Thank you.
Building and parks report.
All right, so we've been busy maintenance, just finished the parking lot seal coating last week. The pool, we just had some concrete work done to the stairs, to the filter room, and to like some of the walls, just making sure all railings and everything, stairs have like a great texture on them, it's slip resistant. We got a good fence surrounding the maintenance garage, it looks pretty nice, it'll be done tomorrow. Planted some more trees along Harrison over by H&R, which looks real nice. Curbs project, last thing we have to do is lay sod down, it'll be completely finished. And then, lastly, I guess the hot topic is, we got some soccer companies coming out to do some turf repairs next week. We received 2 quotes, and then we also are on the, schedule for the company that's gonna be grooming this year for March next year, so. Anything should be replayable. Any questions?
And I get a.
Yes.
Thank you. Any questions, Rand? Adam? Oh, I'm sorry.
You know what was good to that? I was gonna get a break today, right?
I was gonna give you a report. Things are going well.
The hoops or the curb. The whole system was a mess and nobody could fix it for us. 3 months, I mean, at least.
They can't replace both boxes, because their both boxes are still sitting out there, they had to upgrade this.
Yeah, they said there wasn't enough electricity, the architects did not put enough electricity for the system we had, which no one ever told us that until they came to replace it, I'm like, we can't replace this without updating your electricity. So, everything's good, but it wasn't a user error, it was on
Listen,
contractor error.
designer.
Yes,
Dating back to.
it worked up until a while ago, but it wasn't working well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you guys were constantly being called out.
Yeah, trying to finagle ways to get it up and down. Summer camp is over, school year camp, I think we're up to almost 60 kids right now. We also have 4 or 5 that are supported by WSSRA, so that's a really large number for us. But they're doing good. I finished with we do the summer food service program, which this year the grant total that's out here was $18,884. And we provided about 5,000 meals to our summer members. Summer, so that's done. We do that every year. I gave you guys for concessions, I put down here about some of the things that we serve, 6,000 servings of ice cream. I gave you a little, I wrote stuff down, basically sales, hot dogs, nachos, that kind of stuff. This is the first year in 7 that concessions actually made a little bit of money. We were losing a lot.
But every year, I think when you do like 30,000, we lost that much. That's for us. So now we're finally, we're Right,
And we have 30,000?
and so now, yes, now we, and the good thing is, we're able to do that without, the prices of the concessions are, it's a great place to have a nice family pizza night, so, it's good just being efficient, it's excellent.
Yeah, when Jeff put out the board report, and I looked at it, I'm like, oh, we did okay this year. So I wasn't sure where we were, but, we did really good. And then Fall Fest was good, and it's fun, the weather was great, the weather was dance was good. Now we're working on our fall stuff, we got the casket race coming off again, we have a trunk or treat, Santa breakfast, and we're gonna put
Oh, the co-ed kickball.
yes, we're gonna do like kickoff, a tournament, still trying to teach a lot of Disney, there's trivia nights that are coming back, so we're gonna try to keep things going.
Any questions?
This is like the capacity of those classes. That's what we have in each of the class, so I update it every month, so based on, those are kind of average numbers, they'll go up or down, but those are.
You said you have that fair in February. Do you
Yes.
see?
Is that?
I just wrote it down, that's what
Yes.
I remember, so
I know we're gonna do another one for Christmas next year, I think, so.
we're gonna do 2 craft. Yes.
Breaking news, there's a craft fair on the 7th. Well, I probably accounted for about 1,000 of those ice cream cones and a couple hundred of those hot dogs, but it's just to fuel me for this website building process. So we're in the first phase of that right now with the designer. It's just been a lot of content mapping and then content input. So just figuring out what we're going to have, what's going to go where, starting to clarify all the information, everything we need. I've worked with each member of staff, which I'm sure they've really appreciated the amount that I've been bugging them, just to make sure that we have everything we want, everything we need, public, front facing, that will make their lives easier in the long run. Despite what they tell you, I do try to make their lives easier in the long run. But in the midst of that project, we're also in draft 1 process of the program guide. So the winter spring 26 program guide. So next week we'll be sending in the first draft of information. So I've also been bugging them a lot about that, but it's been going really well. This is our first edition after the first full year of figuring out what the heck we're doing. So I feel like this one's been pretty smooth, a lot easier. We kind of know what we're all doing, what we kind of need and expect of each other. So it's been a very busy time for me and my staff. But we're getting through it, and I'm really excited to see both projects out on the other side. So.
Cook County continues to be unable to generate tax bills for the second payment of the calendar year 2025. The second payment of the calendar year is important for the first half of our fiscal year, which started on May 1st. On September 18th, Cook County announced via an email to myself, I don't know if Jackie also received it,
Maybe, yeah.
but a property tax bridge fund that would provide loans to local government agencies. Jack and I view this announcement regarding property tax bridge loans as an indication that there will be an extended delay in receiving tax revenue in the immediate future, and we anticipate will impact the collection of real estate taxes into 2026. But the more they push back the collection date, the more likely they're going to push back the collection date next year as well, because it's just, they're asking too much from the residents.
And Jeff, if you will, because there are some people here, would you explain roughly how much of your annual budget comes from real estate taxes?
I would say probably about 60% of our annual budget comes from. And our levy is approximately $3.5 million.
Thank you.
We're one of the smallest, like, if you look at the pie, you've got high school, District 91, village, library, park district.
Start really going into over.
Oh, did they? Okay, okay.
Yeah, we're one of the smallest,
We're like the sliver of the pie.
smallest portions of the tax bill.
I only asked you to bring that up so folks understand. That's our livelihood.
Yes.
Yes.
And
It's
we don't quite get paycheck to paycheck, but we're in the ballpark.
Yeah, we're close to that.
Yes.
But,
Yeah, sorry, just want to make sure I've understood that. Maybe the smallest sliver, but it is half of the operating.
Over half our.
Yeah.
So we don't, which, I just, that one resident who said her tax bills had gone up a lot. That's
So you're- It's all your fault.
I was gonna go back and simply say that because of the delay in tax collections and the fact that we have had a lot going on, we have a lot going on. Jackie and I decided that, we would reach out to our financial advisor, Aaron Gold, who works for Spear Financial. They are, help us with all of our bonds and everything. We asked them to give us some advice and direction. Aaron told us that we were one of many Cook County municipal government agencies experiencing the same concern. He recommended that we secure a short-term tax promissory note. So Jackie and I reviewed the next 6 months of expenses, which included payroll, general expenses, and ongoing repair projects. And we arrived at an amount of money that should provide us adequate finances for the next 6 months. We will secure this financing with the anticipation that Cook County will be able to generate tax bills and distribute tax revenue before the end of 2025.
Well, and we're planning out till March first.
Yes, but yeah, we are planning on.
Yep.
So are we talking tax anticipation warrant?
No,
No.
no.
So what's the?
So it is we are talking about the word that, Aaron used is he's not right here in front of me.
It's a taxable promissory note.
Taxable promissory note, taxable promissories. That would come, would be, the call date would be March 1st. So that we would have basically 6 months to use those funds, get tax revenue in, then we pay it back.
Like, are we talking a bond?
Well, the promissory note, so it's.
Yeah.
It's essentially a line of credit.
It's basically what Cook County, which we were frustrated with when we got the email, Cook County sent us out, hey, we're gonna do these loans, and I'm thinking, why are you putting all this time and effort into doing these loans, just fix the system? And so, we're anticipating, after I talked to the bank, Forest Park Bank today also. Yes, we did.
Did reach out to Forest Park Bank, and we had already told Aaron that we wanted them to be included in,
Yes.
in the mix. Jackie spoke with the bank wants to be,
And I
Once
just
this-
received notification or before this meeting that, that they did get the thing and they are interested. It's a small amount, so not a lot of banks are interested in it. But we want to keep it local.
yeah,
So that's why, we did reach out to them. And again, we don't know if there's an end in sight. And right now, I mean, we could be looking at, 3-point-something million that we don't have to operate. And because Cook County is not getting it together and there's no end in sight of them. So,
and one thing I did want to say about the bridge loans is that there's a lot of eligibility requirements and restrictions on the loans. So what that means is that they have a whole formula saying that if they decide you have so many days of cash on hand, they will reduce the amount you requested for. And so I don't like that formula. And Aaron wasn't sure actually how much we would qualify for once we really dug into it. And so we are, we'll be bringing a ordinance next meeting to authorize us to go forward with this. We're still kind of in the planning stage with Aaron. At that meeting, we will definitely know which bank will be providing us the money. I mean, I anticipate it being Forest Park Bank, who is the bank we work with closely for all of our accounts, aside from the liquid asset fund. So, so that's kind of where we stand with that. We are I always give you a schedule of investments, you have it in your thing, and that's through August 31st. And I can tell you that
Jeff's not sleeping, neither sleeping. Let's just.
we're still spending money, so which is requirement. This is a big time for the park district to do things in preparation for next summer. I mean, as much as it's hard to believe, we're already working on a pool and doing all kinds of things we can't do when the pool is full. We're working on those kind of projects. The new curbs over here at the Harrison Street, which need to be done. There's just, we had already started all of this process before we knew the money was going to be coming. And so that's part of it. We have to pay these things out. The beautiful pickleball courts, we did get them done quickly, and they're beautiful, and they're fantastic, and those people want to be paid too. So so that is kind of my work. So that's what we're going to be doing. So in October, we're going to have our regular rollover bonds as well as this special ordinance for this promissory note. So.
Go ahead. So just in a nutshell, because Cook County's not getting their stuff together and getting us the money when we should be getting it, and I say we in the park district, we now have to go and take a bridge, and we gotta kind of really watch and tighten up our bootstraps from now until county starts paying it. But what you're looking at, it looks like the county's just gonna keep on doing this for the next.
Well, I mean,
No idea. Or you just have no idea.
There's like this, this, and when we talked to Aaron at Spears, we're being proactive because we don't know the end of this. And right now, again, Jeff said our fiscal year started May 1st, and we have not received any tax dollars. And we're almost halfway through our fiscal year, and that's 60% of our budget. So, and we don't know if we're gonna get next spring. I mean, the next one is typically we get our tax dollars February, March, and July, August.
Right.
And so if this is pushed, somebody like, if you get your tax bill on January 1st to pay, how can you be expected to pay on February 1st, the first installment of the year? So we're anticipating this to be, and then the other thing was we saw NBC News put out that the business.
Island Technologies, who is the company that Cook County is working with to generate these, they're providing the technology to do these bills. They left their business license in the state of Illinois lapsed. So I'm sure that I know for a fact that they probably are working with reinstating it, but normally at this point of the year, we would have already received about $1.5 million just in July and August. But I will, based on, I'm a numbers guy, so I have I've looked at every tax collection from May of 2019 all the way through today, and Cook County has never recovered from it. I'll be totally honest with you. When COVID hit and they started delaying when the taxes would be paid, I'm not sure why they did that. But they have been late and inconsistent. The first time that they were kind of back to semi-normal was actually last year. They actually had everything back to normal and then again messed up. So where we normally would have $1.5 million in the bank from tax revenue, we have received about $60,000. And those are all, I can tell where the taxes come from. Those are just taxes in arrears that people they've been collecting, not anything current. So
most importantly, we want to make sure we're being proactive. So when I talked to Eric today at the bank, he said there are many, we're dealing with this on both ends. And, from a lender's point of view, and obviously the municipalities, he said, there are people that aren't paying the bills right now. So, because they're already there. So this is just, talking to Aaron, both at Spirit Financial, he's putting us in the right direction to just make sure that we're, until Cook County can get it together, we are making.
We have a plan.
We have a plan, we're being proactive, yeah.
Very good.
Jeff, I know I asked either you or Jackie earlier, but what's the proposed interest rate?
We don't have that yet. I think
Okay.
he said, it could be between 3.25 and 3.5.
Okay, but it's not gonna be 6 or 7.
No. So,
Again, I just wanted that,
And I think-
that we're looking carefully at.
In his packet, I think the max is at 4.5%.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that was
it's
just
funny.
part of my question.
So-
And also, is the promissory note to be paid back in full terms after when it's due, or does it go in installment terms?
no, we paid it.
We can't it
Mitigate
it somehow?
And then, no, it comes to call March 1st of next year and we'll pay the whole.
With no guarantees that we'll have funding.
I mean, at that point, I hope that they get something together, but again, we are on the radar and Aaron is keeping us. When I talked to him, whatever day that was, because I'm still trying to get backed up emails from September 1st. Because this is a list of, it's not just the park.
It's not just this part,
It's everybody in Cook County that receives tax dollars is faced with this right now. And unfortunately, I mean, somehow we need to get WG who's there to like say, get it together.
The thing I was gonna say, just coming back to Patty, I like to try to get as much interest from our money as possible. So generally, when the taxes come in, the very first thing I do is move it to the liquid asset fund, which is an investment account that we have. We have one big general account. I usually try to, and our typical interest on that, when it's at the levels I want it to be at, is between $1.5 to $2 million. We're collecting $10,000 a month in interest, which then allows us to feed that back into things we're trying to do here. And right now, our liquid asset fund is at, our general account liquid asset fund is about $136,000, which is nerve-wrackingly low for this guy. And that is really a accounts payable one and a payable one. That would so that's not making me happy. Anyways, so we usually have a lot more resources that we can, and if, like I said, if this money is coming in like it should be, it would be in that liquid asset fund, working for us, for the residents, and it's just not there, so.
Forgive me because I feel like I should know the answer to this question, so you can smack me around later, Jeff. We have earmarked funds for all the improvement work on the soccer field that everybody was here about earlier today, or is this being impacted by this tax?
Well, it's gonna be fast.
Yeah, so I think we need to, obviously I had a ton of people here today, and we're all gonna need to be very, very upfront with people about this.
Yeah.
Just something to point out that, let's get ahead of that. I mean, this is not like, if there's a shortfall of funds because that is outside of your ability to influence because Cook County hasn't been able to keep up, you're still making efforts to do something about it. But it may have an impact on some of the work that people are really expecting will happen one way or the other.
I mean, eventually.
And this is outside of grant funding.
Yes, and like eventually, like the pool repairs, we're gonna have to wait. I mean, if they don't give us our money, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars and we have budgeted for this, we planned on it, we've done our research and it's like, we're waiting on Cook County so to do these things, which could ultimately hold that up and cost us so. I know Andy said about the facility. Do I have all your talking points for you? Sorry, do you want to, because it is in my report, but I know it's a little bit further because he has to go. The cleaning service, we want to just briefly go through that.
Yeah. So, we went out to bid this past week for a cleaning service. We decided that this is probably the best route to kind of do what we need to do. But nighttime custodian was not needed in our department. We had one here for a while, but our department has changed a lot, especially recently. But the last 20 years it's changed, in the last year and a half it's changed a lot. So we decided to go out to bid for a cleaning company. We have a current cleaning company at the Rouge that deep cleans once a month, Stratus, and their references are park districts and other villages. They love them. They came in way lower than every other bidder, just because they work with us. They want to continue to work with us. The savings between Joe and this cleaning company is about $35,000 a year. And not to mention it'll be professionally cleaned by a group of people, not just one guy getting what he can each night. They'll be here 5 days a week. They leave a maintenance checklist for us of things they find that are broken, flaws in our system, all this stuff. So they basically work hand in hand with us. They have a supervisor that reports to us. It's really a no-brainer to me. But like I said, we went out to bid. They were the company that we've been working with, that Ron's been working with. We've had no complaints with them, and we're looking to bring them on full-time for all of our buildings, rather than hiring for a nighttime custodian.
And this was a sealed bid.
This was the
Yeah, this was sealed.
I think we got 3 bids, but we had about 6 or 7 companies interested. Some of them were, it just didn't have enough people. They're smaller companies in the area. But like I said, we worked with Stratus and we're looking to continue to work with them. So I do have to leave. I apologize. I want to make sure I jumped in through my talking.
And we can talk more when we get to that on the agenda. And
Yes.
Any other questions? Andrew has done a good job just we've been researching this since we thought we were gonna replace a full-time position. And, this is only gonna be for a year. We plan on only signing a year contract. If it doesn't work, then we go back to hiring a full-time position. But like Andrew said, this is this is hiring a full-time position, there's benefits, there's all those pieces that come into play. And this position is not a maintenance position that we have. So the other thing is, today we met with our rangers, and Andrew, we all just talked about just evening security, and how we're gonna make sure that's still covered without having a maintenance person here, because I don't think that's a maintenance role. So we're covered with that area too, and, we're just working out what works now, what it looks like.
Everything's slowly kind of showing us what we need, rather than us forcing a position or trying to find someone that's not gonna fit. Everything has just been, like I said, Toby has done a great job filling it at nighttime. But we know that this is a way better solution than having someone else here.
And we need Toby's skill during the day.
Exactly, we're already down 2 positions in the maintenance crew, and now we're losing another guy to nighttime, so this will really help us out, bringing our guys back and then having this professional career.
Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, other than that, I just want to add, and I know Jeff and I have put together, thank you again for the opportunity for NRPA conference. It's a great professional development opportunity. I put together a summary just of the things that we brought back. The conference was a great motivator. It reminds us of what's important about what we do every day, and the mental health aspect and the wellness and how we kind of fit into communities nationwide. So it's a really great opportunity. So I did bring back some stuff. I know Kristen had all this stuff. So some things that I picked up, like about foundations, and then different cool ideas, drone shows, like so this different stuff. So other than that, everything else is on the agenda. Oh, the WSSRA report. Yeah, sorry, keep going, let's keep going. WSSRA, the only thing to update right now is, we're working on the budget right now, and, we did also talk to them about posting the, Derby Gala here, so that's continuing discussion, so, other than that, that's it.
Park Foundation. Park Foundation, since we have people in the audience that, you don't know, our Park Foundation is our 501c3 arm of the parks. We have had this in place since 2002.
I think 11.
11. It's been a while, but the Parks Foundation is, what we're doing is trying to revitalize it, get more people involved. We do have on the website, or if anybody wants to talk to me afterwards, we are looking for people to be part of the foundation. You meet 3 times a year and then have special meetings when need be.
And we're looking to do some programming this summer, just through the foundation, and gearing it a little bit more towards, things that adults can do as part of the foundation, supporting the foundation. So, our next meeting is then in.
Maybe January.
Yes, that's right, like we avoid the holidays. So next meeting will be in January. Applications, fill it out. All we ask is if you're a Forest Park resident or have a business in Forest Park. And what we would like to do is some summer programming and spring programming. And want to kind of grow this. So when there are different things that are happening in the park or we're looking for, and now we're talking about these bridging the gaps, and we're gonna have some issues with the taxes are coming in. The foundation also, that's their goal, is to help with big projects around the park and getting them done so that we do have the funds to do that when we have things like this. But we also have to do some programs to kind of build our funds up. So if either of you are interested, or I could get some applications too, if some of the members from soccer would like to join this. We do have a max with our bylaws of 15 members. And with the whopping 4 that we have plenty of space right now. So I would welcome you guys to please pass that on. We'd love to have some people from the youth soccer to be part of this, because we're talking about big projects and trying to get them done, and this is what the foundation helps with. That's my.
Unfinished business, maybe talk.
So we talked a little bit already. Grant submission is due September 30th. We've submitted all of the items so far that we need to get to them, and it be submitted, and fingers crossed that we get this grant.
And they tell you when they have to have it back, an answer back by?
They don't.
They don't give you a.
So only like, and you, did they mention like spring maybe?
Well, so that's a no. Worst case is that. So, we've seen different scenarios. I believe last year they announced it in November, which was really early. But then 2 years ago or 3 years ago, they didn't have grant readers. So, IDNR ended up recruiting past executive directors to read them. So that was the delay. I don't think those were announced until like January of the following year. So it's a broad timeframe. It's not as big of an amount, so maybe it won't take as long. I don't know if a lot of people are submitting. But I'm gonna say worst case scenario, by the end of January. Best case November of this year.
Forgive me if this isn't the time to ask this question, but as you submit that paperwork, is there an opportunity to solicit more community input in the eventuality that the grant is awarded? We'll all light our sages and candles to our favorite saints.
That's a good question. Actually, the letter and the signatures that we received, we also included that in the grant application. So everything that you have in the packet, we submitted that for this grant. So we included that in our submission as community support. We also get letters from the village, the school district. We got all legislators. I probably had 10 letters of support for getting all of this.
Right, but I think in terms of being able to get more community input to actually determine how the funds would be used in the happy event that we get them. Like, we haven't really landed on what's gonna be used, what the funds is
I
part
think
of.
once we get awarded, then there's more time to create those construction documents and those details and those fine lines. This is just more of general, like, basics. I'm trying to think of. This is right, broad. Yeah.
It's the broad, like, what stage when we, I mean, could we use the time now to start engaging with community for additional ideas so that we can find out what the final. Pretend doesn't get the money, this is how you're going to use it.
Yeah.
I don't think we've made the final determination.
Yeah, I think once we get the award, we should do that, because I'm afraid if we don't get the award, then we're just gonna do the soccer field. And so I don't want to get people's hopes up.
So it's a question of raising expectations if we start asking. But we can
Yeah.
start preparing.
But we could, oh, absolutely, we are prepared, we're already, Hitchcock is really good at that, our architect is really good at. They're ready to kind of get as soon as it's go time. They're waiting just as much as we are waiting for those grant, announcements. And then we come out of the big part, as we have with all the different pockets. So yes, they're
Coming out of the gate to do what, like to solicit the community input? To decide what the final, what the enhancements to the parks will look like?
to begin all the prep work on getting the permits. Those are 6 months. Getting, the construction documents put together, which those we usually discuss at our April 4 meetings. And that's where that info comes into. So,
All right. Lots, I know, a lot of weeks, so thank you for that, and if there's anything we can do to accelerate.
Absolutely, yeah, we're used to coming out of the gate. I know with Reaver Park, it was like, you couldn't hold us back. We had everything in line so that we could hit the ground running.
Just I get the sense that maybe wants to be more engaged.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can get with
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Both of us.
It was nice. Yeah, it's like a little about it, yeah. It was good. I think everybody did really well. I think the school district was happy, but they were next to us, so we definitely. They should everybody.
And if there's any feedback that anybody has, if you want to just email me, I can, take that feedback to you. If there's any, we can email that in, we already
It
talked.
was great. The food was good.
How many people from? You had this.
A lot. I know within 30 minutes of starting, a lot of people came up to me and said, wow, this is more people that were here last year. And usually it takes a while for people to kind of roll in. And it was, yeah, it was very full. And it felt more interactive this year. There felt like a lot more, you're on the front lawn, a lot of community, but then going to the vendors and a lot of back and forth there. And the vendors were very interactive. And it just felt very, I guess communal is a bad word, but it felt very festival-y and
Discussion. On the new business, solar panels. And, all of them.
I only agree to put this on here, I did meet with somebody to talk about updates. It is a project that is going away. It's a grant program that is, eventually the tax rebates that you get is July of 2026. So if it is something that we're interested in doing, it's something to consider. And they are researching now what it would cost and what the return is if we put them on the roofs and the Hall of Fame. Not so much as, I don't know as much about the Hall of Fame yet. But the roofs, they're kind of doing some calculations. So if it's something we want to consider, we want to think about it now because those rebates are going away as of July of 2026.
Now that's all, is that for powering up the roofs, or is it still ones where we have enough where you hear about some of these places have solar panels that can actually sell?
We could do both. So we would own them as opposed to leasing them. And then the way the grid works, we would use what we could and then anything left over would get sold back.
And would it support the things that we just put in?
Because the reason that we looked at this and we continue to look at it is because if you look at our electric bills, they continue to go up significantly, and that's not gonna change. And we also, we still each year, work with IGS, to get, by John blanks how to explain this. I'm gonna Jeff, where we basically purchase it in bulk and, get a better rate for it. But that doesn't change the delivery rates that they charge us and all these other fees that go along with it. So the electric is continuing to go up. So any way that we could save money, it's just something I was looking at, so I wanted to put it on everybody's radar. I'm still getting the information for it.
Thank you. Andrew talked a little bit about the interior cleaning services, so I need a motion from the board to award the interior cleaning services contract to Stratus Building Solutions, in the amount of $29,700 annually, and they're out of Arlington Heights, to provide cleaning services for all interior spaces as the lowest bidder as recommended by staff. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
So that includes the roofs, this building.
Day camp, day camp too, every building, yeah, okay, so it's, I'm very impressed, I think it was the cake.
Any further?
That's everything.
Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Ellsworth, right, Lyons, hi, McDermott, hi, St. Sony, Gilliam.
See, we'll talk about indoor and outdoor rental fees. I need a recommendation and, a motion from the board that we accept the proposed indoor and outdoor facility rental fees for 2026 as presented by staff. Motion?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I could
This to make the motion and a second will be discussed.
Okay. So moved. Okay,
Somebody second that?
I'll second that.
Discussion.
Okay, I mean, I missed this, so I'm saying 5, 10, 15, what is the?
so this is what,
Did I
you
know
know
what
what,
I'm saying?
that one. We're ahead of ourselves, I think, and Jeff and I kind of discussed this. But I think we maybe should table this, and then, yeah.
I'll put a table, all right, I'll start.
Okay.
We have a motion on the floor.
Table your motion, sorry, and then second, okay. And, Altamore, Lyons,
The table high.
McDermott, Sansoni. So, the reason we wanted to table is because we have been looking at our indoor rates and they seem like they're getting up there a little bit more. Our outdoor rates, maybe we should consider, so this is something for the board to review. We can do the opportunities for 5%, 10%, 15%. The last few years, I want to say we rated at 10%. But again, those were anticipated with the increase in minimum wage, because all of these facilities cost, labor. So just look them over if you have questions. What are they just for pickleball?
Yeah, it's just.
We haven't done anything yet. That is on there to put it in your minds. What
Yeah.
that's gonna look like, because are we at a point to rent those out yet? I think we need to give the residents an opportunity first before we make it exclusive.
So I guess my question, so obviously soccer fields, if they rents it out, it's the soccer field, tennis courts. Now, is that the whole, all, you do have this one, just one court? Okay, so if we're looking at this for pickleball, for renting out, it would be a one court thing? Or are you talking about all 6?
We might have to, well, the options could be happening. We could do three. Yeah, I think we couldn't do one though. I think one would be a little challenging. 6 if we can, because we should have the fence.
And again, I'm ashamed to admit,
Do we have the lights? Yes, okay, and they're by their monitors, so if
Yeah.
nobody's there for an hour, they go off, and then
Okay.
somebody comes in.
so no need to add any additional costs for that.
Yeah, that's actually true, that's a good point.
Extending, these are a motion to accept or adopt the ordinance number 250925. And that would be an ordinance declaring as surplus and authorizing the sale of certain properties. So the motion.
Pick up, right?
Yeah. That was, we kept it quite a few years ago.
Blue band is the one.
The blue band.
The Presto mobiles.
Yeah. We kept that truck, we actually replaced it, but we never got rid of it. We're good at replacing things and then they never die. So, now it's just, both of those vehicles are just kind of taking up space. And so we figured declare them surplus, we'll sell them. And then, we could either go towards something that the maintenance department need or whatever, but they're taking up space there at this point now.
So,
And
Okay, sorry.
yes, any further discussion?
Second.
Second, okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, follow the roll.
Alzamora. Aye. Lyons.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Sansoni. Gillen.
Let's see, tell me about the best of the.
I'll
best.
just do these, so we got the best of the best. I just need to know who's gonna attend, from the park district. This is a great event, a great recognition, and we've also invited our representatives to Hall of Fame dinner, another great event, something that we typically support each year. And, if anybody's interested in going, please let me know. And our former commissioner. Yes, John Gospel will be inducted. So.
Can you remind us again where the event is coming?
It's at the Wheeling Park.
It is,
The Chevy Chase, country club, I think. That's the name of it. It's a nice, I'll send out reminders to you. It's, a nice event and I'm looking forward to the wonderful speech that Tim is going to give. It'll be a nice way to help the park and the village came together for the community. So.
Sounds good.
Awesome. I'll let you know. Okay, thank you.
Are any other matters for discussion? Oh, Given none, I need a motion that the board enter the closed session at 7:17 PM to discuss personnel and litigation. Motion.
So,
Second. We need second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call it.
Alice Moore. Lyons. McDermott. Sansoni. Gillen.